And the biggest snow for Hampton roads in 15 years, going back to 2010. Let's take a look at our snowfall amounts. They kind of pale in comparison, but nonetheless, generally 2 to 3 were common. And then this morning, we had anywhere from a coating upwards to an inch, enough to cause some slick conditions as expected. Outlier there was Wintergreen at 4.5 with elevation, a little less the farther north you went. Harrisonburg checking in with an 1.5 inches, but generally 2 to 3. Here's the scene this morning here in Charlottesville. Barbara Hurd captured this, even a road closure, because just enough snow on those treated or certainly plowed roads that created that little glaze of ice this morning, certainly causing some issues for motorists. Here's a nice scene from Kenneth Johnston at Afton as the snow had left this morning and starting to see the return of some sunshine, and then those gusty winds started to roll in. Here's a nice little squirrely squirrel playing in the snow, and again a nice day other than the wind that we contended with. A temperature this afternoon made it up to 30, but it never felt like that. And right now we've got numbers in the lower 20s to the west, middle 20s here across central Virginia, but here's your real field temperatures, pretty much in the teens, even some single digits and sub-zero readings in the mountains such as Wintergreen. So those are some current wind gusts across the Commonwealth. Winds will still be stirring here tonight, although speeds will come down a little bit. They'll pick up again tomorrow, and again, it's still going to be a chilly day after a very cold night. So you can see the flow in the atmosphere basically with the satellite radar combination of the movement here, northwest to southeast, and that's the prevailing wind. The storm system that brought us snow yesterday moving away, but again, we're still under the influence of that northwesterly wind. So widespread teens tonight, but feeling like it's in the single digits for many by early tomorrow morning. Bundle up and dress in layers. We'll get above freezing tomorrow, upper 30s to low 40s. It'll feel like it's in the 20s and 30s, but we'll have abundant sunshine. Wind speed's a little less, but still noticeable throughout the day, putting that bite in the air. On Saturday, still a chilly day. We make it into the lower 40s. And then by Sunday, we've returned to more seasonable temperatures in the lower 50s for this time of year. Next big thing is the trend that'll take us to some milder air. And that will take place really starting Sunday and more so as we move into next week. The Arctic air retreats. The overnight lows will come up and certainly the daytime highs will make a run into the 50s and 60s early next week. So there we are with what's happening. Again, that storm that brought the snow to Hampton roads and us yesterday, well south of Atlantic Canada, but the prevailing wind still in the northwest generating more lake effect snows that are downwind of the lakes all the way through the mountains of West Virginia. And there's your Arctic air mass that's in place. It'll just slowly start to retreat as we move through the weekend. So in the morning, widespread teens with single-digit wind chills, lots of sunshine, still a brisk wind. Afternoon highs climb above freezing for your Friday, upper 30s to low 40s. Then another very cold start Saturday morning in the teens before afternoon highs returning to the lower 40s and a lot more seasonable by Sunday, but a nice weekend. Mostly clear, cold tonight. Temperatures down in the teens with those single-digit wind chills. Temperatures do come up here by the tail end of the weekend. Hard to believe this is the last weekend of February. Next week, look at those numbers. A little preview of some spring temperatures. We're not done with winter by any means, but a largely dry and quiet stretch, which will be welcomed. Maybe some rain chances by the end of the 7 day.
All right, Eric, thank you.